What is up, gentlemen? Welcome back to Fatherhood Unscripted. Guys, I've missed you. It's been a minute since we've been on. I hope you all been good. I hope you're all having an amazing year. But we're going to change some things up. Let me start with something very uncomfortable, but very true. Your kids are learning how to be human by watching you. They're not going to wake up one day and be like, oh, this is how I be human. It's not going to be when they get really old and be like, oh, yep, got to figure it out. No, they're watching dad. They're watching you in those moments where you have no idea that no one's watching you. When you're scrolling on your phone, when you're talking bad to their mom, when you are saying things you shouldn't be saying in front of them, they're watching. And that is who they're going to become. You know, they're learning how to handle the anger. They're learning how to talk to the people they love. And they're learning from you how to respond to life when it doesn't go their way, or how seriously or casually they should take their faith. And it's not all learning from what you say. It's learning from literally watching what you do, the way you move, the way you act, the way you portray every part of your life. So my question, and the main question I think a lot of us dads need to ask ourselves, it's not, do you love your kids? The real question is the man you are right now someone you'd want your kids to become? There's a lie that we brought into being a man, and it's, if I work hard, I provide, and I stay out of trouble, that I'm a good dad. And that's the baseline for what we've told ourselves we are to be a good dad. And that shouldn't be the standard. Like, providing is important, yes, but it's not leadership. You know, being around is good, yeah, but it's not presence most of the time. And loving your kids as a parent is always assumed, right? But love without intention turns passive really quickly. And a lot of dads are unintentionally teaching their kids that exhaustion is normal, disconnection is normal, faith is optional, emotions can be buried, conflict can be avoided or exploded. And it's not because we want to, it's because no one ever taught us a different way. And if we as men can confront that right there, we don't have to pass it down. So let me be really clear to you, because this matters, guys. Like, you can't coast as a dad and still raise kids that you love, because they will struggle later in life. Kids raised by passive dads, you know, they usually grow up asking, you know, why do I feel unseen? Why don't I know how to handle this pressure of life? You know, why does a relationship feel so hard? Why does faith feel so shallow? And it's not about, you know, oh, we had a bad day. It's not about one bad moment. It's about years of small moments without the direction they needed. Silence teaches, avoidance teaches, distraction teaches. And none of us want to wake up one day realizing we were physically present, but spiritually absent. You know, scripture doesn't let dads off easy either. Ephesians 6:4 says, fathers, do not provoke your children into anger, but bring them up in the discipline and the instruction of the Lord. This verse isn't about control. It's about intentional information. And notice it doesn't say mothers. It says fathers. And it's not because moms aren't important, because you are. It's because dads, we set the tone for the house, the tone for discipline, the tone for faith, the tone for emotional safety. Your kids will likely see God the way they see you, distant or near, patient or reactive, involved or checked out. Which dad are you going to be? And this is not meant to shame you. It's meant to wake you up. And if I haven't been painfully honest enough, let's get even more painfully honest for a minute. I want you to ask yourself a couple questions, because this will answer everything you need to know about being a dad right now. When was the last time you apologized to your kids? When was the last time you prayed with your kids, not just for them? And when was the last time you chose presence with your kids over your phone? And this next one, I really want you to ask yourself this, like, do your kids feel like they can disappoint you and still be safe? That one hurt, right? Yeah. Because if your kids don't come talk to you about things, then there's an issue. And things need to be fixed. And something else I want to ask you, are you leading spiritually? Or are you outsourcing it? And here's the one that hits hardest, guys. If my kids described me as a dad one day, what words will they use? Not what you hope that they're going to say, but what is true. It sucks. I know it does. But asking yourself those questions is going to help you and help your kids way more than you know. And here's the good news, guys. And don't miss this part, because this is what sums it up. You don't need to become a different man overnight. Like, we've taken all these years to get to the point we're at now. It's not going to change overnight. You don't need to become a more intentional one starting now. Strong fatherhood is built on small, repeated choices. It's choosing calm over freaking out on your kids. It's choosing truth over just sitting in comfort. It's choosing engagement with your kids instead of going and hiding in your room and watching TV. And choosing faith even when it feels awkward. What do I mean by that? Maybe going and praying for someone on the street when it's like, well, this is weird. I don't want to talk to this person. No, you're showing your kids what true faith looks like. Your kids don't need perfection, guys. We talk about this all the time. They need direction. They need a dad who owns his own mistakes, who takes his faith seriously, who leads his family with humility and strength. That's how your legacy is going to change. Guys, I want to leave you with this. One day your kids will talk about you when you're not in the room. They'll talk about how you made them feel, what you stood for, how you handled pressure, and whether your faith was real or performative. You're writing your story right now. The next page is blank. You don't need to be a dad who means well, because we all mean well for our kids. We need to be a dad who leads well, not perfectly, but intentionally. And if no one has told you this recently, you matter. Your presence matters. And the work you're doing as a father, it matters more than you can ever realize. I love you guys. I'm Alec. I will see you guys in the next episode.